Congratulations on completing online task number 1. Your second task is all about web evaluation. As you can see, I hate to judge, but let's say you've been assigned the topic of whether or not all students should wear school uniforms. I know that all the girls out there would probably love to have to wear this every single day, but we won't debate that right now. So you go to the web and use all the smart searching tools to find a website that you think will work for you, like this one. So if I take a look, it has a domain that I really like, the .edu. I know that that's coming from some educational institution. It's not a .com trying to sell school uniforms, and it's not some random domain that doesn't make sense for research. So I've selected a good website, what I think is a good website. Now we get to the judgment part. I'm going to show you a tool today called Research Ready that helps us to evaluate and determine really what makes a legit website. So if I take a look at those two websites, I've got the Fashioning the School Uniform debate site that I've selected for my research, and I've got my Research Ready website evaluator. I'm going to take the URL from Fashioning the School Uniform debate, copy it, and put it into my Research Ready search window. And when I take a look at this tool, it goes over on the right hand side, it goes over some of the ways that we can determine if a site is legit. So it looks at the purpose of the website. Was this website designed to entertain, to sell, to persuade, or to inform or teach someone who uses it about the topic? Let's say, without spending a lot of time on it, that this one informs or teaches. We also look at the accuracy of the website. Based on the criteria listed above, does it have citations or works cited? If we scroll through, is there information that has been linked to other websites? Perhaps this Russo testified against the ordinance leads us out to another link. But that really looks like the only one. A couple more here, the National Association of Elementary School Principals, and so on. Does the evidence that back up claims made by the author, is it apparent? Are there spelling and grammar errors? And does the information that matches that in other credible sources? Could we find this information somewhere else? So let's say that after spending some time on this website, we decided it's a mixture of accurate and inaccurate. We'd also take a look at the authority of the author. Is the person who wrote the information on the website an expert? Do they have qualifications to write something about this topic? We'll say that this person is a scholar or expert. Is the publisher credible? So is the person who puts that information out there well known? Do they accept responsibility for the content? We'll say that they're credible. Is the information relevant? So is the audience clear in the text? Is the information related to your research topic? Maybe as we look through it, it's relevant, but not exactly appropriate for the research that I'm doing. We also look at currency. Is the information up to date? Is the publishing information easy to find? Usually we find that on the bottom of a website. If I take a look here on the bottom, I don't see a date here, so we take a look at the top and see when it was published. May 31st, 2010. It's not published that recently. So it's not published or updated recently and is appropriate for my assignment would probably be what I would select here. So I hit next. And then a review. After analyzing the site, do you believe it's credible, not credible, or you're not sure? So I'm going to say that overall, even though the timeliness is not super up to date, I'm going to say that this is a credible resource. And some of those things are what you're going to take a look at today in your online task number 2. So if we take a look at our Edmodo page, you can see that task number 2 is web evaluation. And this folder actually has a number of websites in it. I'll point out why and where those websites come into play in just a moment. But if you take a look, we do again have online task number 2 assignment. I'd like you to right click on that link, Open in a new window so you can bounce back and forth from one to another. And just like the first online task, you are required to enter your last name, first name, your informational teacher. We'll have Mrs. Bregman be your teacher this time. Your informational class hour and day. And then you have a number of questions just like in online task number 1. I do want to point out, as you scroll through this, when you start to evaluate your own website, the testing high quality sites section, the first segment says, based on the first letter of your last name, please select the appropriate website from the list below and open it up in a new tab or window. You are required to fill in or to choose the first letter of your last name, so I would choose the P for Pata, and then I'm going to open up this link, and this is the link that I'm going to evaluate using some of the questions that are listed in purpose, trustworthiness of the author, usefulness of information, up-to-date information, ease of use. You're going to be answering a number of questions about that website, so having them side by side is really going to be helpful for you to be able to do that evaluation. And again, once you're finished, you're going to submit and you will be completed with task number 2.